জি তুমি মাইকটা অফ করে রাখো।
হ্যাঁ,
মাইকটা অফ করে দাও, মাইকটা অফ করে দাও।
কেমন করে অফ করে?
ওই দেখো যেটা ওই মাইক্রোফোনের চিহ্ন আছে, হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে, হয়েছে। Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're totally audible.
Okay, ma'am. So let's start. Our webinar has been arranged for you today, which is being headed by Miss Sudeshna Sarkar ma'am. We are extremely privileged and honored for your today's session, ma'am. Now I am going to introduce her. Miss Sudeshna Sarkar ma'am now holds important position in the Kothari Medical Center, Kolkata as HR executive. Ma'am has almost 3 to 4 years experience in the HR field in different concerns. I hope that you all will be benefited and enriched by her today's session. Okay, over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thanks, Arpan. Everyone can hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you are perfectly audible.
Okay. Uh, Good evening, everyone. Hope you are keeping safe and staying healthy in this COVID situation. Uh, just to enrich you, my name is Sudeshna Sarkar. I've been associated in the HR domain for more than 4 years, and I'm currently associated with one of the hospital industry for more than 2.5 years. And that entire basic domain is on HR. So, from my experience, whatever I have gathered this year till now, I would like to share some sort of insight how to, if as I think you all are new professionals who will be going to join industry or in the corporate world very soon. So, I would like to give you some certain trends which you need to follow so that it would be very helpful and beneficiary for you people to work in this current norms of COVID pandemic and work from home occupation. It's fine, everyone? Hello?
Students, please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you can start.
Yeah. If there is any problem, if there is any question, you can interrupt in between and you can go ahead and ask me. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Uh, Fine. So I would like to present you certain some sort of trends which we are seeing nowadays, and we are being in a corporate world. We are following this. So I would like to bring down so that it will be very helpful for you people who will be joining the industry very soon. So first will be ethical leadership. Now, what is ethical leadership? The thing is, last week when I was having a morning stroll, I saw one father with his 3 or 4 year old kid was riding a bicycle in the nearby road. There's no problem till now. The problem is that the road that his kid was riding his cycle was fully transported road where heavy vehicles or transport goes on in a very high speed. So it's very super dangerous in that road for a 3 or 4 year old kid to ride a cycle. So me being me, I just went up to his father and intervened and told him not to allow his son or to stop him to ride the cycle in this road specifically. So why have I put you this example? To make you understand that as being any HR professional or not only HR, any other human being in any working in any organization, you should take the responsibility or take an active part for the things which are going wrong. If you Google or if you survey, you find if you go through the researches online, you will find there are a lot of issues coming up. Not now, it was also beforehand, like the situations of sexual harassment, disciplinary or grievances, or discriminatory at the workplaces. So these things comes up. You might people not be familiar with these things, but whenever you people join the industry, you will be get to see a lot of like this. So nothing to worry about it. But in this kind of situation, if you people being or aspire to join in the HR or in any kind of field, but I being an HR, I would like to specially emphasize on the HR that HR people should, as they connect all the department of the organizations. Okay, so they should take an active responsibility. They should not be become Mr. Invisible. They should come down. They should take a step forward and take the responsibility or take a step for the things which is going wrong in the organization. Okay. Next trend which should we follow in the upcoming year will be anti-fragile personality. Now, you people might be thinking, what is anti-fragile? We have heard about fragile, but what is anti-fragile? Before going to that, I would like to tell you, you people, have you heard about resilience? Okay. I would explain that to you. What does resilience means? It's to withstand or the ability to overcome from the difficult situation. See, current now the COVID pandemic which is going on, we need to overcome this kind of crisis might come up, not now, in future also crisis might come up. So how to overcome from this kind of situation? So for that, organizations tends to hire or take in board that kind of employee who have anti-fragile attributes or personalities. What does that mean? They are the person who can overcome or who can benefit from this crisis, which is going on. They can oversee the crisis and think and transform themselves so that they can survive in the current situation. If we people say that COVID is going on and we won't be working, that's the thing, so they just give up, then that person is very fragile, that person is breakable. So we don't need a such person in our organization. Correct. So we need anti-fragile person. This concept has recently came up by one of the scholar named Nassim Nicholas Taleb, who is a Lebanese American scholar. He has come up with this concept of anti-fragility in his new book, Anti-Fragile. So it's basically bouncing back at a very higher level, so that the organization these days are looking for this kind of people who have this kind of characteristics in their thing. So I guess if you people are looking to join a new industry, new corporate culture, your characteristics should be penned down as per this thing. So people, you would be the first person in the row to be get selected rather than the other person. Next will be goodbye HR business partner. But before moving ahead, I would like to first explain it to you what is HR business partner. HR persons and HR business partners are two different things. All the HR people are not HR business partners. HR business partners are those people who, with the senior management, take decisions, makes policies, makes strategies, and the entire organization follows these strategies. So if we hire more HR business partners, suppose in an organization there is a HR department and that HR department comprises of 5 persons. So out of that 5, if 4 people are HR business partners, suppose the 4 person are starting to make strategies, making rules, policies, then only one person, some few people are needed also to execute that policies, right? So if 4 people are making the policy and only 1 people is executing, that becomes very tough for an organization to survive in any kind of market. So we right now or in future coming up, we need less HR business partners. We need less persons who are making strategies. We need more person to execute these strategies or these policies, because HR, if you see as a whole, the 80 to 90% of the work is operational, like recruiting, L&D, that is training and development. Then there is appraisal, renewal, whatever we see, exit. So all this process are basically operational work. So if everyone starts to make policies, doing policies, then who will do all this work? So we need less lot of HR business partners and more of this operational people who will do this kind of operational work. Next, we have increasing risk of detachment. As if you know, as per the government circulars and the notifications, there are work from home has been amended by the government due to the social distancing and COVID pandemic. So it is very tough right now. When it initially came, it was very happy that we don't need to hire the bus, go every day for the schools and the colleges or the offices. So it was very good beforehand, but right now it's becoming very boring, the thing I would say, because You don't need to see your bosses or teachers, or for the students specifically, you don't need to see your student teachers every day face to face. Or in case of organizations, you don't need to see your superiors or bosses every day. So there is a risk of detachment. The string which connects both of them, it's getting to fade away day by day. So the people who are working in your organization has a tendency to move to other organization, or your competitive business might hire these people or this employee who are working for you in a higher rate. Suppose if I am working for your company, correct? Then if someone is telling me that he will give me 30% hike in salary, whatever I'm getting currently right now, and I don't need to move, I don't need to travel, so sitting at my home, if I get more 30% hike on my current salary, who will not avail that offer? Definitely I will take that offer. So this kind of things will lead to detachment. So in this situation, the most needed thing is what we need to do is we need to connect socially with everyone, not physically but virtually. Okay, because we need to understand as a HR or any human professional, organizational profession, you are working in any kind of profession, you need to connect with your superiors, your subordinates, your peers who are there. What are they thinking? What are they feeling? What are the standpoint? So you need to connect, try to connect with any people, and not as an organization perspective, as a student also you need to connect with your friends also, because these days this kind of, if you are socially away from this persons, it will lead to detachment. So next point again in connection to this is uh, well-being. See, people these days, due to this COVID pandemic, are stuck, or due to the lockdowns, are stuck in certain places. So they are not being able to go to office or schools or colleges, or their family in consideration also. Wherever they are need to stuck down by there. So they are getting stressed out due to different reasons, due to the COVID, that they might not know what is coming up in future. So they are not being able to meet their family. All things boil down up to anger, anxiety, stress, and depression. And people might to take wrong action in this way. So as an organization HR, you need to take the well-being of, you need to consider the well-being of your employees, not only in your payroll, but also the other persons who are directly or indirectly are in contact with your organization. Suppose I'm working in a hospital. There are people who are payroll, like nurses, technicians, doctors. I can see them. They are directly in my payroll. I am having a direct contact with them. So I know what are they going through. But there are also suppliers or the vendors. Suppose for the hospital, the nurses and the star doctors, they definitely need PPE in the current situation. So there are certain suppliers or the vendors who are providing us with this gloves, PPE kits and all. So we definitely need to think and the well-being of these people, of the suppliers, vendors as well, because they are directly or indirectly somewhere related to our business. So how do we encourage or motivate them or take the well-being of them? We just find out, we just socially connect with them, talk to them, ask what are they feeling right now, what are the current situation or current status at their home and all. So in this way, if you people connect, you can be more considerate towards them and think about the well-being of both the employees as well as the other persons who are directly or indirectly related to the organization. Next, we have nudging. I think you people won't understand what is nudging is, but there is a difference between nudging and policing. Policing means giving an order. You stay here, you stand up, you sit down, and human behavior is not like giving orders. It doesn't get influenced by giving orders. You need to encourage them gently, you need to motivate them gently. So beforehand, what used to be, the people used to get motivated by, there are like happy hours in the offices, or different kind of employee engagements over there, like different kind of meetings or parties or team meetings, so team lunch, all are there, which used to motivate the employees to go to their work, and which would have helped the business indirectly. So, and their effort used to come out and in the output what they are giving. So we don't need to police any employee. We need to nudge. And in this current situation of work from home or virtual system, how do we encourage or motivate them? We need to have the HR people who are planning to join the organization. How do you do that? There are a lot of scope in it. You can plan out different kind of uh, post meeting get up where you get to see, you talk with each of them, you plan out something, you have different kind of activities which you need to plan out. So in that way you motivate your team members or the PRs or the superiors who are there, so that they don't feel let away. Next we have is employee monitoring. In every organization, employee is being monitored. Like, how are they monitored? There is not definitely a class monitor in every organization. There is a software is there where all the systems are related to that software, and one department is specifically, the IT departments are specifically responsible for to check or to track what activities are they performing for the whole end of the day. Are they exactly doing the work for the entire time or the duration or for the shift they have been appointed, or they are just doing Facebook, Instagram, Reel and TikTok and all that? So there are different kind of softwares in the market. uh, if you personally ask me if I do like it or not, this employee monitoring concept, I will definitely say no, because no one can be monitored. As human behavior is never tenable to monitor. You cannot make anyone do by whipping a stick on that person saying that you have to do it, matlab you have to do it. So, but organization doesn't definitely think in that way. So they more think of monitoring the employees. So in that way, the numbers definitely talks for them. So they definitely want the employee monitoring softwares. If you Google out, if you search out, there are a lot of employee monitoring softwares are there in the market, like Controlio, Interguard, Staff Corp, Work Examiners. You might not be finding it very relatable right now because you people are not joined the industry, but when you people join, you will definitely get to see all this in your daily work activities. Next, I would love to tell you is that VR breakthrough. Because what is VR breakthrough? It's basically virtual breakthrough. Due to this current concept of work from home and all, we have all turned into a virtual reality. The school classes has turned from physical classes to virtual classes. The meetings has turned from physical meetings to virtual meetings, and the, what do I say, the training sessions where the employee used to get trained, all are have been transformed into virtual. In the matter of fact, the starting, if any company is hiring these days, they are having a Skype call rather than walk-in interview. The CVs are sent more through the online portal is more acceptable than people going down physically and dropping their CV. So these days, if you see, the aspect of virtual reality is more into consideration rather than before. So if you people are planning to join any organization, and if your virtual tools or knowledge is not so up to the mark, please brush it up, please groom yourself. There is nothing impossible in these days. There are a lot of websites or YouTube tutorials where you will get to see how to do all this and plan out. So nothing is impossible. You people can also be able to do it and handle it. And there is a lot of scope in these virtual places where employee branding, selection, training, everything is done these days in a virtual way, and you people can also be able to do it. Last, I would like to focus on is that all leaders are good. Not all leaders are good coaches. Well, now, what do you mean by that? It's basically all the departments have a manager or a leader who guides the team, who takes vision, who takes decision, who supports the team members in their all tough situation, crisis situation. They're also empathetic sometimes towards you. So this kind of leaders or the managers are called rounded leaders who have a very good vision or towards a certain goals to be achieved. But if you say, ask that person to do other various works, like to train other person, so that person won't fit in that circle, correct? So we should look for those kind of people who are very not difficult to reach. Suppose there is a person, finance manager, there is a marketing manager, and there is a HR manager. Now, if you ask the finance manager to train and give training sessions to the HR people or the marketing people, he won't be able to do that very well. So, if you again simultaneously in the retrospect, if you ask a marketing manager to give training to the HR people or the finance people, he won't be able to do that. And all human beings doesn't have the same traits or the same characteristic or same nature. I might be good in certain skills which you are not, and you might be good in certain skills which I am not. If everyone's skills, characteristics, every individual's skills, characters become same, then we definitely become a robot, and we don't tend to become a robot easily. So that's the reason. So we should, as a HR or as a senior organization member, we should not make or waste time or effort to make all the person do the same thing. We should find out what is that person best in doing, and we should enlighten that aspect and use it in the better perspective, so that it would definitely help the organization as well as the employee itself in increasing their profit and the productivity for the organization. So lastly, I would like to sum up by saying that if you ask me how was the year 2020 to 2021, it's basically year 2020 to 20 was a year of adaptation, where people didn't knew what kind of crisis would come up, like due to COVID, because we have never heard about this kind of disease. We have never heard about what is work from home before, like this, what is was lockdown. So people had to understand and adapt to this culture. And now when we are aware about it, now we need to transform ourselves, and we need to put our effort in that so that we can survive. Because as per Charles Darwin, survival is the fittest theory is right now the current trend which is going on. So whoever survives, they only float away. So try to do that. Keep safe and stay healthy. If anyone have any question, please you can go ahead and ask me. Hello.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Students, if you have any queries, please feel free to ask. If you have any queries, or you've understood the whole topic very well. Shurovi, Chandani, Kothakoli, do you understand?
Sir, actually, I don't have any query because ma'am was very clear.
Okay, okay. Anyone else? Okay, ma'am, I think there are no queries. So thank you so much, ma'am, for your esteemed today's session. And I hope that our students really enjoyed the session and got a clear picture about the topic elaborated by you, and it is very, very relevant. And it will help them in their workplace in future. And I also hope that we will get your presence in future.
I do hope so that for as well, due to the COVID pandemic, not being able to meet us.
Yeah, ma'am.
So someone has a question.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
It's Kathakali, I guess. Kathakali Nag.
If anyone has anything to ask, you can go ahead and ask me. I'm there.
No, I think Kothakoli just wrote the notes, sir. I have no question. I think she understood very clearly. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much again. And thus I conclude the today's session. And thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Good night. Thank you all, and please do take care
Thank
of
you, ma'am.
yourself. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
ma'am. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.